Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the show where I ramble. It is your host, KB, and this is the show where I can talk as much shit as I want to because I can. But welcome back for week three. The last two episodes have been going pretty good. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for being consistent. More than anything, I'm proud of the consistency. I have been locked in. Like, if you go over to the Instagram at the show where I ramble, duh, there's content, babes. It's content. It's content on this YouTube channel. It's content on the TikTok. It's content. I'm trying to stay on top of the content and posting and recording and filming and doing all of the things that need to be done in order to build an empire. Because that is the end goal. Ultimately, y'all been enjoying the episodes too? I don't know. I haven't really given myself time to get any feedback. I've only put one episode out and I've just kept going ever since. Because horses don't stop, they keep going. I don't know. Wait, did he say horses? That's what the fuck he said today, because that's what I said. Horses don't stop, they keep going. Um, I'm trying to understand like the structure that I want to keep, and I'm trying not to hold myself to any like rigid like segments, topics. But I do want there to be some type of consistency and flow. I do have so like I showed y'all. Well, actually, I don't know if I showed everybody. Are you even watching this on YouTube? Can you see me right now? If you can see me right now, I want you to go to the Instagram and comment what color shirt I have on. Go right now. You're still sitting here watching me because I can see you, but you can't see me because you're not on the YouTube. Weird. Um, but yeah, I have my running list of topics and things that I want to talk about. Just so that did I already explain how I'm filming these? Basically, I'm like 2 weeks ahead right now, so this will come out 2 weeks from today or whatever day. You know what the fuck I'm trying to say? There will be less current events. I'm not a news source. I'll still give my opinions. I'm still gonna get to Kenny from Love Island and how he's about to make red pill content. That's coming. But don't look for the hottest take, the hottest headline. No, like I can't, man. I have to do what I gotta do to feed my kids. But so I have here the story of the bunny. I've told this story to a couple of whoa, slow down. A couple personal. Let's just skip that because I don't even know where the fuck the story of the bunny. So my grandparents they live up north of the city of Atlanta, and they have lots of backyard, lots of grass, trees, greenery, bushery, shrubbery. And I was in the backyard a couple weeks ago, and my grandpa was like, "Oh look, there's a bunny," and I was like, "Oh cool, I have bunny." I didn't think nothing of the bunny. The bunny hopped his happy ass on somewhere, and I kept on with my day. A couple weeks later, the bunny is back, but he's just sitting there in the grass, sitting there, and he's just sitting there staring at me. He's not moving. He's not flinching. I'm walking. The bunny's not moving at all. Okay. Now I'm starting to get a little skeptical of the bunny. I already think that all the animals that we see in nature are flock cameras. I'm thinking the bunny, they trying to get some information on me. They know something about me that I didn't think they was gonna find out. That's why this bunny is hopping around following me the way he's following me. Fast forward not too long ago, I'm sitting. What is that? What is that? What is that? I don't know. I'm sitting in the backyard. It's about to rain, like, and I mean thundering, lightning, boom. The sky is opening up. It gets dark as fuck. It starts pouring outside. Their deck is covered, so I'm underneath the deck, sitting there doing what I was doing. Like, you can imagine what I was out there doing. The bunny is literally sitting there the entire time the storm is revving up. Once it starts raining, the bunny is just sitting there. Me being this symbolic, everything has to have a meaning to me in this life. Otherwise, what's the point? I get to Googling what is the significance of a bunny. Like you keep seeing a bunny. And I noticed it's the same bunny. It could have been a different one. It's the same one to me. I know it was the same bunny. I kept seeing him. I Google it. The Google is telling me something about the bunny represents good luck, good fortune, and all of this. That wasn't deep enough for me. Okay. I wanted to know what Jesus meant by sending me this bunny. What does Jesus mean by the bunny jumping in front of me this many times, man? Am I the bunny? Am I supposed to sit still in the calm of the storm? Like, what does this bunny mean? It means something more than good luck and good fortune. So now every time I see the bunny, I say a prayer. I close my eyes and I pray because I don't know who the bunny is. I don't know what the bunny came here to do. Okay, but I do not want to hinder the bunny on its success. Okay, I want to make sure me and the bunny get to the good riches and the fortunes and the good lucks that exist for me. But like beyond the bunny, everything in my life lately has just been so symbolic. I keep trying to find deeper meaning in literally everything. Like this morning, for example, I woke up mad early this morning before I work. When I work from home, I usually clock in around like 8:45, 9 o'clock. I'm up at like 5:30 in the morning, and I'm just sitting here, and it's about the thunderstorm. It's pouring rain. It's pouring rain. Usually, I'm pretty dreadful on Mondays, as most people are. You know, you just had 2 days off from work. The last thing you want to do is log on and talk to people, Teams people, whatever it is. So I'm just like doing my normal like morning scrolls and like just in the bed, nothing thinking nothing of it. I get a notification on my phone from Facebook, and it was like recommended for you, and it was like some like men's prayer group, and I was like, what? And then literally I locked my phone, put the phone down, and then it just started pouring rain. When I tell you that almost hit me into psychosis this morning, I'm sitting there like, no, Jesus is trying to tell me something. I need to join the men's prayer group. Send me the link. I'm joining tonight. Like, what forms I need to fill out? I will be a part of the men's prayer group, Lord, if that's your will. And it got me thinking even deeper. I am a no. Let's. That would have been a good segue, but I don't want to jump right into that. I can't give it to you wet. I can't give it to it. I can't give it to y'all wet like that. There we go. Fuck. Um, I have lots of different topics on here, so I'm just going to open up. We're going to open up Pandora's box today. We will be all over the place as well. So if you don't have something to eat, you don't have something to drink, you don't have something to smoke, go get it. I'm not waiting for you anymore. You have until right now. So kicking off, kicking off. Why does it feel like the microphone is in my nose? Hold on. Let's shift you down a little bit, buddy, because what? They can't see me. Kicking off. So I have here second chances are bullshit. And like I mentioned last episode, a lot of these notes and bullet points on this literally come up in the moments. Somebody had said something about giving their ex a second chance, and I was like, that's an oxymoron in and of itself. How could an ex have a second chance? They're ex for a reason. And I really think that second chances are bullshit because number one, I feel like people should be. They're not always, but people should be intentional with their actions, their words, the time that they spend. Like those should be things that you are putting thought into. You should not just be out here just spending weeks, months, years with somebody and have no intention on what's next. Um, and beyond dating, I think that if a family member fucks you over once, what are you gonna wait for them to do it again and again? Like the idea of a second chance to me is just poor conflict management because I think that for me to give you a second chance sounds ass backwards. I would never give you anything. I've already given it to you. I gave you the first chance and you fumbled it. You don't always get a second chance to do shit in life, man. Sometimes that first swing that you take is it. Why am I any different? Why am I any different? Why is my time any different? Why is my attention any different? And I think a lot of people have this mentality of, oh, people change. I should give them a second chance. You shouldn't. They showed you who they were the first time. Believe them. And to take it a step further, I do find that in my personal friendships, relationships, life, that when my friends are talking about giving these people that they're dealing with second chances, I let them give that second chance, but that was your only chance, me giving you advice on the situation. If you tell me every day, granted, this has never been a scenario that I've been in, otherwise, we would be in a completely different context. But if you telling me every day you getting woken up to this man calling you a bitch, and then you finally leave him and you happy, and then you go back with him and he's still calling you a bitch, and then you want to tell me that he called you a bitch, that's like me buying a blue shirt and mad that it's blue. I mean, it is what it is. What were you expecting for it to change overnight? No, people are who they are. Believe them. Like y'all want to give everybody oh, people change. Oh, I'm not the same person I was 3 years ago. You are. You've just learned. You are the same person, and I think that your mindset may have shifted just a little bit. But I think that personality traits are with you for life. It's a part of who you are. It's a part of what makes you who you are. I don't think that those things change, and I don't think that people change them. So fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me two times, it can never be two, bitch. Yes, yes, yes. I find myself at a lot of times. I think that I'm a very vocal person. I don't think wise could be a stretch. Some people may argue against the wise stance, but I think that I'm a very insightful person. I think that I offer good advice, and I think that I try to approach most situations like logically and not emotionally. But what I've learned is I think that a lot of times that people are not really coming to you for advice or your opinion. People come to you for one or two reasons. They come to you for validation or for confirmation, and I think sometimes people get those two confused, and that they mean the same thing or that you're looking for the same thing. To me, validation exists when I need you to confirm my emotions, right? Hey, me and so and so just got into an argument. I'd said this. Do you think that I was wrong? Or am I wrong to feel this way? Am I right to feel this way? Am I wrong to be bugging right now? To me, that's you calling somebody for validation, right? I exist on the other end of I will confirm whatever you need me to confirm, but it will be factual. It will not be based on your emotions. And I think that sometimes people take that the wrong way because if I'm in a vulnerable situation and I'm opening up to you about something that I'm going through and you meet me with, well, yeah, you're dead wrong, dummy. Like, yeah, I hope that y'all can hear me. That was very rude, technical department. Um, where was I even? Validation versus confirmation. Yes. I'm the person that when you reach out to, I will not validate your feelings. Like, and that's where I was. I can imagine how shitty it probably feels to be the other person on the receiving end of that. But it's like, I think one of our biggest responsibilities as adults, especially adults in friendships, relationships, is to be honest. And if I cannot be honest with you, then we shouldn't do this. If I feel like I have to walk around on eggshells around you, or I can't voice my opinion around you, or I feel like you take offense to everything that I'm telling you, then I'm just gonna stop telling you stuff. And then hopefully naturally natural selection will show you don't ask him. Don't ask him for no more help, man. He not helping you. I've reached to such a place. And when I say this, I'm not saying this to be like callous or cold, but like I've reached such a place, like figure that shit out, man. Put your fucking sneakers on and figure that shit the fuck out. I mean, and that's not never mind. Don't come for me for validation. Unless like 9 times out of 10, I will let me rephrase. I will validate your feelings if I feel like you're right. if I feel like if I feel like your feelings are based on the facts of the thing and not hypotheticals and not what ifs and not unconfirmed situations, then sure, you're gonna have to move from me. But if you come to me and you said at 9:30 he said this, then at 10 o'clock I said this, am I wrong? Hey, you might be right. I might have said the same thing at 9:58. You see what I'm saying? It's not. It's situational. It's not a blanket statement that could fit all for this type of scenario. Oh, this. Hey, we're about to get a little. We're about to go a little left. We're about to go left. Hold on tight, guys. We're strap in. Um, where do I want to go first with this? So I the other night I was on TikTok live. I was hosting a live. I talked about this in my last episode, I believe. If not, it was on TikTok live. A lot of times I'll just go live and have random like talking prompts or like whatever it is just to get people to come into the live. Like I don't be agreeing with some of the things, most of the things actually. But this particular one, TikTok has preset, which actually I need to talk to somebody over at TikTok about this because what the fuck do y'all have? What kind of content scrubbing are y'all doing? Anything could just go up on that damn app and y'all wouldn't know the fucking difference. I'm on there and one of the things pops up and it's like being a black Christian is anti-black. Abortion is not murder. Um, just a bunch of like boom, 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 boom. CNN, Fox News would have a field day. They got a clip of this shit. There was one that really spiraled into a deeper conversation for me. And I want to be very, very sensitive when I talk about this because I know that it's a learning process. Like, you don't wake up one day and realize what I'm about to tell you until you do. And then once you realize it, you're like, oh, this all makes a lot more sense. So, one of the points on there was being a black Christian is anti black. Now, I myself am a very, very firm believer in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Okay. I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? Like, I'm not, when I say this, it's not to question God. But when we think about what Christianity was at the root of it all and how it was introduced to black American slaves, I want us to think. I'm not a historian. Okay, all my facts may not be correct, but if I do recall what I did learn and what I've studied, is that the Bible, Christianity, church, all of these things were used as different tools to keep enslaved people enslaved, and used its teachings to justify why the slaves were in the predicament that they were in. Right? I think inherently by those metrics and by that baseline, that anything else that comes from that original conception of Christianity within the black community is anti-black. Also speaking in the sense that over the past year, shout out to the witches. Shout out to Kaylani and them men and Solange men, but I've been very, very, very like in tune with spiritual practices. The more that I study and research them, the more that I see a lot of overlap. And I grew up in a Southern Baptist church, so I'll speak from that perspective. But I see a lot of overlap and similarity in the Southern Baptist church. And it makes you wonder, what was the true religion of our ancestors? Well, not our, I don't know who the fuck you are, my ancestors. Doing more digging and research, I don't think that they started off with in the beginning. I don't think it started off with Genesis 1:1. I don't. I really think even if you think about post slavery, because I don't like to base a lot of my racial arguments on slavery because I mean I wasn't here for any of this. I'm here now, and I can tell you how it's still affecting us now. But I think even you move beyond slavery, you look at you have now newly freed slaves, former new they not slaves no more. They free. Okay, they could go. They could buy land, quote unquote. They could go into the town, quote unquote, quote unquote, quote unquote. You now have them trying to build sense of community amongst themselves with the tools that you've given them. You gave them this Bible. That was the only thing a lot of times that slaves could use to learn how to read. Okay, you've given them the Bible. You've allowed them to go to church on Sunday. Okay, so now we create the Southern Black Church. Okay, follow me. I'm gonna get somewhere with this. I promise. I promise. This same Southern Black Church is used to build community. I do not think that the community that comes from the church is anti-black, right? I think that community in and of itself, as long as it's pouring back into its community, Jamal Bryant, as long as the church is pouring back into the community, Mr. Todd, as long as the church is pouring back into its community, who was it? Bishop TD. Then I see no problem with it. Like, let it be there. Let it be the pillar of the community for, black people. Let the church be that pillar of the community. We need more pillars of community. Well, I'm gonna get to that in a second. There is no, I don't know. I'm like I said, I have relationship with Christ. I do not necessarily ascribe to religion, and I think that religious practices, religious dogma, the standards that the church upholds, they're rooted in a place that never had us in mind. So it's hard for me to connect it's hard for me to connect any type of pro black feeling with that history. Also, seeing that maybe I would just be thinking too deeply about it, but like, why would the same God that Massa's paying the same God that Massa is praying to is the same God that I'm praying to, but Massa is in the house and he beating my ass. I just have a hard time connecting the two. You treated the slaves as subhuman. Why would you give them access to your God and your access to eternal life? I'm not, and this is not me questioning the validity of God. Like I said, I believe in God. I do not think that our God, who I pray to and who my ancestors prayed to and worshiped, is the same God as. It's not. It can't be. And I also think it's very interesting when you start looking at the history of religious and spiritual practices on plantations. Like, there were a lot of hoodoo practices, and I put it in quotations because no, I'm not gonna put it. It's hoodoo. The fuck, I don't need to put it in quotations. That's exactly what the fuck it is. A lot of these hoodoo practices were banned on plantations because of the power that they held. What better way for me to strip the power that this group of enslaved people have by forcing them to take on my religion and killing them if they don't? I just I have a hard time believing that Christianity was the way for us, you guys. I think also Christianity as a whole, this is less of like the black Christian community. I think that Christianity as a whole throughout history and to today has been used to uphold plenty of policy and social movements that are not pro black. And I find it very, very hard to attach the teachings of the church to the doings of the church. And so I think that inherently the church and Christianity at its core by that metric is anti-black. Not Jesus. Jesus loves black people. Jesus loves black people so much. Man, he was one of us. And y'all don't think Jesus was black? I've seen a couple people that never mind. Um, that conversation on TikTok then spiraled into, which I want to be very, 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 very sensitive. Might not be the right word because I really don't give a fuck. I want to be very careful on how I explain what I'm about to explain. I am in no way, shape, or form any type of political radical. And what I'm about to say is not mean that I do not like my neighbors, the people I grew up with. Hey, I see you. We see each other. This is not. This is not that. Okay. But that conversation on TikTok kind of spiraled, and I can't remember who said it, but somebody made the comment of like, "Oh, I think that a lot of our issues." I might have been the one to say this. Honestly, I think a lot of our issues would be solved in our community if we were segregated. And a couple people agree with me, and a couple people were like, "No, like we need white people," and that's where I get mad, right? I think for me, when I think of what segregation could be, it's not what it was, right? And I think that's why so many people have such a negative response to when somebody calls for more segregated spaces because they attach the word segregation. They probably think of a period of segregation as what they did in the 50s and the 60s. The idea of separate but equal makes sense to me. It makes sense. That does not mean that we cannot live in harmony. I do not hate anybody. But if we could be separate, if we could be separate and I don't have to go to the same kava as the lady and her son, why not? And I think so much of my feeling into that comes from a lot of different places. One of those places really being seeing throughout history how his you've had powerful black cities created, thrive, and be bombed, flooded, blown up, wiped out with disease. Like they've continued to fuck up what we try to build for ourselves. And continue to do so today. Like it still happens today. I could get really con hold on. It's late. Conspiration. Man, I could do a conspiracy theory. What's the fucking word? What's that? What's the noun? Conspiracy. Anywho, I could do a conspiracy theory on today on how black mechas are getting flooded and drowned and washed out, but and I'll get to that in a second. But it's like you see historically, where do y'all think all these man-made lakes came from? Like they didn't just pop up out of fucking nowhere. There's people under there. Why you think it? No, if you a real nigga, you are not going on Lake Lanier and Alatuna, bitch. I don't care which one it is. I'm not going on either one because I don't know who's up under there trying to bring me home with their ass. I'm not going on there, man. Y'all wonder why? Throughout history, black people have tried to build communities, tried to build economic systems. They've tried to pour back into the black people. And at the root of it all, at the root of every issue in that, is a fucking white person. And I'm just so tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I think so much so that so much of what the black community could have been, like it breaks my heart a little bit because I feel like within the community, and I feel like this is a collective experience. I think that a lot of times we assimilate. I'm tired, man. That's not what the fuck I associate. That's what I was trying to say. We associate success or making it out or making it with whiteness, and it makes me angry because you think about you grow up, you go to school, even in like movies, TV shows, Yale, Harvard, Princeton. These are historically predominantly white institutions that are supposed to be the pinnacle of educational excellence here in the Western world. And I hate that a Howard, well, hey Howard, I might want to leave y'all alone. I might have to leave Howard out of this one. They do going through something right now. I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on. Okay. I knew y'all was on bullshit when I got my financial aid package when I applied to come up there with y'all. I knew the timing y'all was on. I didn't even give y'all no. I'm gonna leave y'all out of this. But for the sake of conversation, I will use Howard and Morehouse and Spelman. Those being the pinnacle of black education and not well, maybe this argument goes out the window. Maybe we leave the HBCUs. Let's not use education right now. It's a lot of shit going on. Hell, if y'all going to Tuskegee, don't have that bonding on first day class. They're gonna kick your ass out, man. You better take that do rag off on the bus. Actually, don't even leave your dorm with the do rag on Tuskegee campus come this fall. I won't use education. I won't. Um, but I don't know where to go with this, man. Howard, y'all really fucked up my play here, man. Damn. Uh, um, but I think that a lot of times that even you hear people talk about, oh, I'm gonna move here so my kids can go to school in this area, or I'm gonna, uh, I hope to get this job, and I hope a lot of times those metrics of success are rooted in whiteness, and I think that even like the school, like what school district your kids go to, like that to me is so crazy that you can move. I grew up in a predominantly white area, and I mean the school system here is much different than inner city Atlanta school system where the population of students is going to be predominantly black. And I think that what breaks my heart is that we have to take ourselves out of our communities and put ourselves into communities where they are segregated. I mean, like you think about it, segregation exists. It exists. You have areas of the world that exist where you have maybe not everybody not going to be because I mean that's insane, but like you have areas of Georgia like that are predominantly white, wealthy white people. You have areas that are predominantly black. You have areas that are Asian. You have areas with high Hispanic and Latino population. Segregation exists because people naturally want to be by people that are like them. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing, you guys. I don't. I think this idea of forced assimilation has like forced us or not forced us, but it's made everybody just angry at each other. We should allow people to do what they want to do. to a certain extent, within reason. I don't want to, piss anybody off, but I think that we should let our kids. That's not what I was about to say. No, I was saying we should allow ourselves to commune with the people that we want to. And I think giving the freedom to just let me be in an all black neighborhood with, I could go to the grocery store, everybody's black at the grocery store. I could go to my dentist is black. Okay. I got a black ass doctor. My kids' teachers are black. And I think a lot of times people just, which I don't know where this thought comes from, and this is why I hate, like, you have been plagued. The bug is in your brain. You have been plagued. There is nothing wrong with ghetto black people. They're a part of us, you guys. They're a part of us. And I think, again, even calling black people ghetto when there are white people who I see in the Walmarts with bonnets and Cookie Monster pajamas and have 4 baby daddies and smoke fucking meth. That's not ghetto to y'all. That's not ghetto to y'all. My people gotta be. I don't fuck with it. I don't. Wear your bonnets. Everybody wear your bonnets to the grocery store tomorrow in protest. Go in every white space you can tomorrow with your bonnet on, your do-rag on, a fucking shiesty on. I don't care. I'm so tired of, why do we feel like we have to check the boxes that white people have put in front of us? Like, just imagine if there was no beauty standard set by white people. We wouldn't be having conversations on whether or not Lupita Nyong'o is beautiful. Like, this just wouldn't exist. And for a bitch just, I wasn't finna go there. But this adds to my fucking argument. You bitches are on the internet arguing whether or not Lupita looks good, and then go put Anne Hathaway up next to them. Go put Anne Hathaway up next to her. Out of everybody. All the white people, you gonna put Anne? Come on, y'all. And then that's when I just laugh. I laugh. That's all you could do nowadays is laugh. Chuckle. Haha. I talked last week about rage baiting. It's very demonic. And I think I've seen some demons released into the atmosphere. Black Panther, shout out to Ryan Coogler. I was supposed to be in the movie, actually. I was supposed to be in Black Panther, but I wanted to give a new up and coming actor the shot. I just did come off of two, I think it was two Oscars. So I just want to make sure I'm, leveling the playing field. I don't want nobody to come in and say I'm being greedy with the roles or whatever. But they announced the new actor for Black Panther. So sorry to you, young man. I do not recall your name. Oops. But shout out to you. What do I want to call him today? The Raisin Roaches. We can call him a Raisin Roach. We're all in the comments talking about, I thought that we were gonna hire somebody white to be the Black Panther. Why is he black? Why does the Black Panther have to be black? You guys made Ariel black. Make him white. You bitches, you motherfucker. Like, and this is why I say don't raise me. Because I sure did switch accounts, man. I switched accounts to that burner account and started cussing people out in them comments just because I had a couple extra minutes today while I was shitting. I'm this close to the edge. And when people say dumb shit like that, I have no choice but to believe that you are saying this dumb shit on purpose. There's no fucking way that you cannot understand why the Black Panther from Wakanda in Africa is black. He not from Johannesburg, bitch. He is from Wakanda. You didn't see not damn white person the whole other movies. Anytime them niggas touch down in Wakanda, you didn't see no white people. And you thought the main nigga in Wakanda was gonna be white? You fucking dummies. And then Ariel, y'all still mad about that shit? Ariel done sprouted legs, fucked Eric. They done had a couple babies by now, and y'all are still worried about Ariel having dreads, man. I can't take it anymore. Once again, all of our problems will be solved with segregation. Everything will be solved. Like, y'all can have y'all own black white panther. No, y'all can't even be no fucking panther. Y'all can have the white jaguar. Yeah, y'all do the white jaguar and let us do the Black Panther. and see who come up on top, man. Y'all just whack as shit. Irritated. Now I'm getting mad all over you. I'm just because when they played on Lupita top, I don't play by Lupita. I do not play by Lupita. That's my girl, man. Y'all knew she spoke Spanish. Did anybody know that? I didn't know she spoke Spanish. Saw a clip of her speaking fast too. She know. She really, really know. Um, I've been watching. First of all, Netflix. I stopped paying for Netflix maybe 2 years ago. Okay, this is really personal to me. I need everybody to focus real quick. I stopped paying for Netflix maybe 2 weeks ago, and or 2 years ago. And, I was like, oh, I don't need Netflix. I'm not going to pay for Netflix. Netflix doesn't have any good shows. Netflix doesn't have anything on there for me to watch. I have HBO. What else do I have? Peacock. I got everybody log in for something. But that bitch Netflix with the whole you're not in the house no more. I wasn't going to pay. I'm not paying y'all. That was back when Netflix was still $15.99. I recently got a subscription to Netflix because I wanted to watch. What did I get on there to watch? If I tell y'all what I got it for, because now I'm remembering, I'm gonna get mad all over again because the shit was stupid. But I got on there to watch a documentary that had been going around the internet, and I wanted to watch it. I wanted to pick it apart and figure out exactly what I'm the prosecutor. I wanted to see the details of the case. After I finished watching that, I'm going on Netflix trying to find some other bullshit to watch. I got wrapped into the documentary space for a couple days, and I was watching true crime, but then I started to feel a little crazy. I started to feel like the true crime videos are making me a little cuckoo. So I didn't want to keep watching that. Why the fuck is Netflix $22? $22.49 to be exact. USD. $22.49, bitch. Then they talking about, oh, you could get it with ads. No, because then y'all put an ad every 30 seconds of a fucking show. I'm at the point in my life I will pay for the extra convenience of no ads on YouTube, on the or app, a game. I don't want to see an ad. It should be pissing me off, and I feel like pay the extra $2. Anyway, why the fuck is it $2? Secondly, I dove back into Black Mirror. I used to watch Black Mirror all the time. I feel like it came out like in the pandemic, and I feel like I was watching it or watched all of it back then. And I had really, really watched it with a different lens this time around. I think that this time, with a lot of things in my life, the tinfoil hat is on, okay? And it's thin, it's shiny, it's fuck. A lot of this shit not getting over my head no more. I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, oh, this is, fiction. It's very fictional. This is not real, but what stopping a tech giant like Samsung or Apple or who else? Who made this TV? TCL. Who else stopping them from developing some shit like this? I am a very firm believer. I've said this so many times before, you guys. I don't think that shows and movies like conceptually completely come out of thin fucking air. Like, did somebody put that damn thing on their forehead and was fucking somebody in Mortal Kombat? I'm telling you, there's no way that you just come up with concepts. And for Black Mirror to have a different concept each episode and it's equally as heinous and just obscene. Black Mirror that was them telling us, get buckle the fuck up. Y'all bitches is about to be. Y'all remember in SpongeBob when they had the chum bucket when Plankton had that shit on their head and they was brain controlled? I don't put it past a tech company to be able to develop something like this. I mean, hell, we've seen examples of maybe not to the extreme, but to some likeness. You see the episode of Black Mirror where the mom put the chip in her daughter's head so that her daughter wouldn't get scared. She could track her daughter. She could see everything her daughter was doing. You bitches went and got Ray-Ban meta glasses and put them bitches on. I can see everything you doing. You bitches went and put an Oura ring on. How long does it take for Oura ring to track you? Collect your DNA while you sleep. You think it's tracking your heart rate. It's cloning you in the lab. In Guam, to be exact. Yeah, I don't think that it stops. There was too many examples I'm watching like, no, there's something like this that exists. It exists and it's freaking me out just a little bit. because it's just a matter of time before we are living like the people on Wally, just big and shit. I feel like I've been hunched over too. Ooh, my hot man, got this hot ass jacket on. Yeah, no, Black Mirror, y'all. I'm too controversial. Conspiracy. What's the word? Conspiracal. I'm gonna make up a new word. I'm too conspiracal, Black Mirror, to watch y'all. I can't watch y'all no more. Cause then y'all got me sitting here thinking, like, is my phone scanning my retina data? Is me going live on TikTok? The lady on live, her life turned into a damn TV show. The episode that I really did like, it was one. Um, the girl had the necklace and she could change reality by touching it. I need that. It's a couple things I need to get done around this motherfucker. I need some head. Let me get a couple dollars. Be rubbing around my, walking around rubbing my necklace all day. Who want to give me some head? Who want to pay my phone bill? It could be so simple. I need one of them necklaces. Streamberry. That's what they call Netflix on Black Mirror. Streamberry. Send me one of the necklaces. Um, Kenny from Love Island. This fucking idiot. Kenny. I don't want to talk too much about it. In detail. I'm gonna give my opinion, of course. That's what the fuck I set this camera up to do. Kenny from Love Island, you are a fucking idiot. You dummy, you dumb ass bitch. What people fail to realize is men, more importantly. I want to be very clear. This is to Kenny from Love Island and the other men who think like Kenny. Y'all are not that interesting. Like, I don't know in what world did Kenny think that anybody would give a fuck about what he has to say if Janae wasn't involved. The only reason why we gave a fuck about you in the first place, if we're keeping it a buck and a bean, is because Janae was involved. So you've already been exposed by everybody that knew you from the fucking show that you're a racist piece of shit. Allegedly. I have to start saying allegedly. I don't want to get sued. I do not have a legal department. Allegedly, you were sending the racist text messages about your black girlfriend. I want to know what the messages said. Janae said she would put the messages out. I want to see the messages. I need to see what he said about her. Because for everybody to have this kind of reaction, like, I feel like Monkey was like, everybody's, oh, you called her Monkey. I think it had to be something 10 times worse than that. There's no way. Even though Monkey is enough for a motherfucker to get cut off. But he had to do something crazy. Kenny goes on a fucking podcast. Not the show where I ran. We would never do that shit over here, man. Kenny goes on this podcast. I'm gonna reenact it. He's up there like this. And then she tried to go, and then she tried to go to the door. And then I tried to leave, and she shut your bitch ass up. Even if you was crying for her, nobody gives a fuck no more. Nobody cares. So Kenny goes on the podcast. He's crying. Janae beat his ass. Cordell reached out to him. He don't fuck with nobody from Love Island. He wants to keep his head up. He wants to focus on his family. Janae gets on the internet quickly with an Instagram story and basically says, you're lying, bitch. And you sent me a cease and desist. You want to keep talking about it? Let's talk about it. I have 17 screenshots of the text message. 17 screenshots of text messages ready to air your ass out. This how you want to play the game? This how you want to go? Cordell gets on the internet and says, no, I told you it was fuck you when I said fuck you. Don't bring my name up in this shit no more. So now you look doubly as dumb. Extra stupid. Dummy. Kenny then goes to the Dominican parade in the Bronx. See him all over TikTok. Kenny is he's escorted through the crowd by security. If I were Kenny, I think he had a meet and greet. It was something that I seen. He did a meet and greet. I would not be outside. But they want to jump you right now. They want to jump you. They want to tear you apart. And every video I see of Kenny, he has the response of like somebody who knows that they fucked up, but just can't admit that they fucked up. So they're gonna just take it to hell. I'm gonna take it to hell. He's arguing back with the people. I couldn't hear exactly what he was saying, but like you could tell he's back at him. He's right back at him, yelling at them, hollering, do 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 do. Kenny's gonna end up making content like Andrew said. He is. That's the only pipeline that makes sense for him. Go ahead and be red pill, Kenny. At least that'll keep some lights on in your house. People already don't fuck with you. You might as well get paid in the process. There's no look, especially once these text messages hit. You better have Andrew Tate on speed dial. Kenny is gonna be the next podcast. Kenny's gonna do is with Nick Fuentes. To show y'all what the fuck, what he really wanted to say. I think that's it. I'm tired. I did want to say one thing that a lot of you are bad parents. A lot of y'all have bad parenting skills. I think that if you have children in a world like the world that we live in today, and you do not have everything set up for your child to be successful and stress free throughout life with whatever's in your control. Okay, there's certain things you can't control for your child. I understand that. But with what is within your control, if you are not setting your child up for success and you want your child to struggle and make it out the mud like you did, you're a bad fucking parent. If you have kids and you don't have no motherfucking life insurance policy on you or them, health insurance on you or them, you're a bad fucking parent. There's no way that you could have children in this world and you want your child to struggle, bitch. You bitches are weird. The fuck is your kid paying you rent for at 15, dummy? Fucking idiot. Ooh, man. Some of y'all, I would have gave y'all the 500. If y'all didn't want to do this shit that bad, I would have gave you the 500. Some of you do not deserve to be fucking parents. I'm not a parent, so I don't really like to give my, no, I do like to give my opinion on everything, whether or not it involves me. I was about to lie to y'all. I'm not a parent, and I will give my parenting advice because I was once the child. People that don't have kids can still give parenting advice, guys. We were the children, okay? And I think a lot of times, once again, I'm not a parent, so I don't know, but I think that a lot of parents look at their children through the lens of being their parent and not that they were once in their shoes, right? So when you used to ask your parents why, and you 13 years old, and you asking your mom why you have to do something, and she say, do it, shut the fuck up, because I said so. Now you have a 13-year-old, and you want to know why your child is bucking up at you when you say I said so, and that nigga look at you and say, and I asked you why. You know, God bless the children of the future. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. And I'm gonna lead my way on. I think I'm going to run on. I physically feel like my eyes, my face, everything has dropped in the last like 10 minutes. Oh my god, do I look smacked? I'm not smacked. No, I'm so hashtag so hashtag so I'm not on that shit no more, man. But I am gonna sign off because my eyes feel like they're about to close. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of the show where I ramble. This is your host KB, signing off. Do what to do and take a different kind of grind. You know you sloth, just lazy. Fuck you, pay me. Don't want no delay fee. When I'm in the bitch, you know the air